What's up, guys? Today's video I'm going to be covering one of the questions I get asked about every now and then, and that's what kind of shoes do I wear when I train, and then also what kind of shoes should they be wearing when they're training. So the way I'm going to answer this question is I'm going to show you guys what I do. I usually have like 4 different kinds of shoes depending on what I'm doing when I train. So to start off with, I'm going to show you guys my Reebok Lifters. Basically what I use these for is any type of Olympic movements, power cleans, hang cleans, like clean and jerks, push press, anything where it's more of like an Olympic movement where you need to use a little bit of power, force it back into the ground. Sometimes I usually always use these for a high bar squat, front squats, stuff like that. So it's kind of really heavy into the heel, so you can plant your feet back into the ground. Solid for athletes, because like I said, football players, basketball players, a lot of wrestlers. What they'll do is, a lot of hang cleans, a lot of power cleans, and all those Olympic movements, snatch, grips. So this wouldn't be a bad shoe for you to invest in. They can be expensive. I got mine on Amazon for like I think $70 at the time. I had these for probably about almost 2 years, maybe a year and a half. So yeah, Olympic lifters. Olympic movements, high bar, low bar squat. Sometimes we use it for conventional deadlift. Next thing I'll get into is the chucks. So right now I'm doing more powerlifting, so I throw these in a lot. It's a flat-soled shoe, really good for if you need to sit your hips back into a low bar squat or into your sumo stance deadlift. Really good for those type of things. It just kind of gets your heels more to the floor. It's just like you're in your bare feet on the floor. So it just kind of gives you better leverage for power movements. I'll wear them like when I bench and all that stuff. It doesn't really make a difference in your bench at all. But, this is one of the shoes I've been wearing a lot lately just because, like I said, I'm doing more powerlifting movements and all that. Sometimes I'll just wear it, just kind of chill in the gym, like if I'm doing cables or something, walking around. But that's chucks. Next thing I got is like Nike trainers. Any kind of Nike trainer is fine for running. I usually don't use these a whole lot in the gym because I'm doing a lot of squatting, a lot of compound movements, squats, deadlifts, whether it's like a push press, something like that. I don't really use these a whole lot in the gym anymore unless I'm doing some kind of like cardio movements or, more of like a circuit style training that day, like, where I'm using a lot of body weight. Perfect for athletes. If you're an athlete, I would always have a pair of training shoes with you just because, a lot of you guys do running, whether it's indoors, outdoors, on the track, wherever you guys are, or even on the basketball court. I know it's not a basketball shoe, but it gets you something. But I got these from Dick's Sporting Goods like probably 4 years ago. I've had these for a while. I don't really wear them a whole lot, and like I said, unless I'm running. So these were the ones I'd go with if you're more distance running or doing anything outside. And to cap it off, my favorite shoe of all time. Anyone that knows me knows I go with the Vans. I used to use these for like my squats and deadlifts until I got my chucks for like more of the powerlifting movements because it's still like almost the same as a Chuck Taylor shoe. It's flat soled, so your heels are into the ground. It's easier to sit back into with those squats and the deadlifts like I was talking about earlier with the chucks. I use these probably the most when I'm just kind of doing whatever in the gym, when I'm doing like arms, shoulders, whatever. I just kind of like it as like a relaxed shoe. Now it probably will mess up my arch of my foot because it's just from wearing a flat soled shoe for so long, it's probably done some damage on my feet. So I wouldn't recommend wearing Vans like every day of your life. I'm not sure how that'll be on your feet. I would switch it up, do some running shoes here and there, maybe some Vans here and there. But other than that, that's all I got for training and shoes today. Those are the 4 shoes I use. You guys don't have to use any of those shoes. You guys can kind of go off your own thing, but I just figured I'd give you a video kind of explaining what some of those shoes could be good for and what they could be used for. So I hope you guys found this video useful, found it helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up on my YouTube. Give it a subscribe, a comment if you want. If you guys are on the website, thanks for coming over to costfitness.org. Share it with your friends, and I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Thank you guys.